Michael, please begin.
Yes. So good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are. I would like to participating in this conference call, especially the ones that have waking up quite early for this one. And of course, thank you, Rhonda, SCT and GWB team for giving me the opportunity to present our project. So I will start with a bit of history, how this thing has started. And actually the concept started a long time ago while I was a PhD student. And I was trying to find a place to apply my methods. I was trying to find an interesting case study to include in my PhD. And archaeology was in my focus. So I thought, why not Amphipolis? Amphipolis was a project that actually intrigued me. I have read that happened back in 1999, but actually the team that participated then hasn't managed to locate anything important. So years passed by with no one really interested in the project. I have also forgotten about that until I came across the GWB program. That was starting by that time. So I decided to apply for a grant by GWB. I was successful, and more than that, it seemed that the timing was perfect. And I'm saying that because by that time, the chief archaeologist of the area has changed, and in charge was an ambitious woman who's actually open to new technologies and believed in geophysics. I'm saying that because despite the progress that has been done, that has been made in geophysics, not many archaeologists actually believe in the method. So it was a matter of luck that we actually found someone who believed from the very beginning to the geophysical. So we overlooked to the open-mindedness of Katerina Peristeri, the chief archaeologist. So with the help of my close partner, Kostas Papatheodorou from the Technical Education Institute of Ceres in northern Greece, we started planning and working on the project. So Rhonda, if you can move to the slide number 2. So why geophysics? Our aim was to define which out of 20 or more cumuli in the area was hiding an important tomb. And it was not easy because just imagine a quite big area full of small hills. Some were man-made, some were naturally made, and you had to find out which one of these was actually hiding something important. So from the historical evidences, we had learned that probably in the area, Roxanne, the second spouse of Alexander the Great, was actually there. So we decided to do applied geophysics on the area, because if archaeologists use their typical digging methods, it would have taken years, not decades, to find out which tumulus and what has inside. So geophysics was the answer. And you can see on the right side of the screen how hard was it for us to actually take geophysical data, because the area was very hard, was very rough terrain, full of mud, and we tried hard to get some good quality data. So let's move to slide number 3. Talk a bit about the phases of the project, because this project actually lasted for a number of years. So during the first year, we actually examined some satellite pictures, and we tried to define historical deformations that could actually lead us choosing a number of hills. I mean, the hills that we were suspecting that they were hiding something. So based on the remote sensing results, we decided to scan 2 different hills. mainly with low-frequency GPR, I mean ground-penetrating radar, but also with high resistivity. And we have determined the perimeter of the tomb. So the first step was actually to determine which hills we would like to focus on. And then, because it was a hill, we had to lower down the hill and find where the perimeter is. So that was the first step. So we have determined the perimeter using GPR and IP resistivity, and the first digs began in order to lower down the hill to the level of the perimeter. So usually digs take time because archaeologists dig very carefully. It's not the same digging like exploring minerals or exploring oil. They are very, very careful. So weather was another hurdle, as winters are not the right time to work there. So we had to work either during summers, and summers in Greece are quite hot. So we only had 1 month in the summer, and probably the rest of the time was during fall, just before the rainy season starts. Let's go to slide number 4. So you can see 2 pictures here. You can see an overview of the hill. It's actually a satellite picture of the hill. So you can see the lines that we took with the GPR, with the red color. That was the first phase, actually. So we were over there trying to get GPR data, and we managed to define which the perimeter was. And on the right side of the screen, you can see how the perimeter was actually found after the digging. So that was the first phase. Fortunately, GWB was actually a very good partner, so they decided to continue the support to the project. So during the second year, we surveyed over the perimeter with mid-frequency ground-penetrating radar, and we would like to locate the tomb, and mainly we would like to locate where the entrances were to the tomb, because it's very hard for the archaeologists to dig without knowing where the entrance is. So we have located 3 different entrances. By the way, these entrances have been proved after the excavation last summer, and the place where the main tomb was found. So I would say that this was a pretty successful case for GPR. So you can see some of the process data on slide 5, which is 2 slides below the slide that we are now. So you can see some more pictures, and then it's slide number 5, which shows you some data from the ground-penetrating radar. So that's how we have found the entrances, and then we have found the room where the tomb was actually in there. I believe we have achieved our initial targets when we started the project. To be honest, we haven't expected to gain so much publicity. Because when we started the project, what we had in mind is to actually stop the vandalism of this historic site. And the vandalism had different names in Greece. It was either illegal excavations from looters, either digs, or land clearances that led to agricultural land. And we would like to boost the tourism of the area and raise awareness of how geophysics can be a helpful tool, and to make this project actually an open global case study. I think we were pretty close to that. Until summer 2014, the project was mostly unknown in Greece. I mean, only people who were involved in the project or some other people that have actually read about it knew a bit information about that. If you take into account that we have started working on the project since 2010, then the publicity was really nothing. And that was mainly because we had several restrictions on publishing information, because if you publish something, if you say that we have found something and these are the entrances and this is the tomb, then there is always a danger of attracting looters in the area. So that's why we have been, from the very beginning, restricted in what we are going to publish and what we are going to publish. So and then all of a sudden, for political reasons, as I say, in the midst of the financial turmoil in Greece, the Greek Prime Minister decided to highlight on the good news. So everyone from decided that they had rights in the publicity, even people who haven't done much or nothing at all for the project. So as you may have heard them, you have seen too many people in there. You have seen too many archaeologists arguing about who's in the tomb or any suggestions about how the excavation should have been done and so on. But many people have opinion after we have done most of the project, and that's fine. That's fine. At least it has the publicity it deserves. So, anyways, at this moment, there is another team there working, another geophysicist team working there. I mean, they are trying to map the interior of the tomb using microresistivity. It's actually the team from the University of Thessaloniki. Something that I don't think it's very useful since there's nothing to map below the tomb. I mean, what was really important has been found already. However, our work is not over yet. We plan to do some more GPR in the area in the coming summer because we would like to locate other tombs that are in the area. We believe that since this one was a big one, it was actually a huge one, we believe that other hills may hide other tombs, not that big as this one, but also they can have quite a lot of interest as well. So that's our plans. That's what we have done the last 3 years. And once again, I really would like to thank you all for being here today, and of course GWB, because without the help of GWB, nothing would have ever happened for this project. So I'm pretty open to your questions now. I try to be as short as possible, so here for your questions.
This is Rhonda. I'm going to go ahead and take just a second to let people unmute, and we'll open for questions then to Michael. So if you've been on mute, go ahead and unmute at this point. And if you have questions, Michael will entertain any of them. Taking me a second to get everybody unmuted.
While they're waiting, Michael, let me ask you a question. It's Bernadette. Given the state of Greece governmental affairs, do you think that they're still going to commit the financial resources to this site to continue the archaeology investigations?
I think they have already done that, or they have promised to. At least in summer, they promised that they are going to support financially the project. I don't know what has happened since then, because right now, as you may know, the country is running another election period, so it's really very vague what's going to happen with their financial status of this project. We don't really know right now.
Thank you.
And Michael, is my understanding that you are preparing a paper?
You're
working
right.
with the archaeologists?
With the archaeologists and the other geophysicists, yep.
One of our hopes is that geophysics will get some credit here. And
hopefully. I mean, everywhere. I think it's a global phenomenon, actually. Archaeology is the king. Whenever we see geoarchaeology projects, we see that they use geophysics as the main tool. And then when the discovery is out, then all of a sudden, I mean, the credits that geophysics actually take is lower than expected. So I think it's because of the importance of the discovery that they don't really pay the tribute they had to pay to geophysics. I guess. So hopefully, at least more people know about the method. More people know that the archaeologists used geophysics to get down there. Otherwise, it would have taken years and years.
When we were there were discussions about the amount of time that could have been saved by using the geophysics, and the estimates that were thrown around within the 5-year range, that by using geophysics, you shortened the discovery and excavation by 5 years. It's the kind of thing that we want to get out, and because of the restrictions for news, unfortunately, we weren't able to get that kind of information out around the project or to the public for fear that looting would occur. So now we're looking forward to seeing news come out.
Michael, is this paper going to be, this is Bob Merrill, is the paper going to be published just in an archaeological journal, or will there be a second paper perhaps with a geophysical?
We will start with the geophysical paper. We are going to submit that to the geophysical paper first, and then to archaeological. Okay. We are not archaeologists, so we need the help of the main archaeologists. And right now it's too busy to write a purely archaeological paper, so that's why we focus on the geophysical one.
Okay. No, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, would you do me a favor, and in the final slide, would you identify the people? I know one of them is you.
You want me to identify who?
The people.
Who took part?
Yeah, on the last slide, so people know which one is you and which one is the archaeologist.
So let me go to the presentation. So the last slide, the lady in black, who's on the right side of the picture, is the chief archaeologist. She's Catalina Peristeri. I'm the guy who's somewhere in the middle, wearing a blue T-shirt. And then if you see the picture from the left side, the second from the left side, who's wearing a hat, is my partner in geophysics, the professor from the technological institution from Ceres. And the others are students and workers, because we also need some workers in the area.
And so these are the three that were working on the Geoscience Without Borders projects. Both
the main core.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm looking forward to more coming out. There was an announcement. Michael and I discussed it. We're not sure if it'll come true or not, but on the 20th of this month, they're supposed to go ahead and give more identification about the skeleton that was found in the tomb, height and gender and things like that. Of course, everybody is still waiting to find out who it might be, but I think the elusive Roxanne is still out there.
Absolutely.
So there's still work to be done to find Roxanne.
Mm-hmm.
Michael,
I hope that they are going to actually release this information because on the 25th we have the elections, so I don't know if they are going to do that just before the elections. But anyways, it's gonna be in the news. I hope in February at least. Yeah,
the watching the Greek government has been a pastime for a little while when we were trying to figure out when we could release some of this information. But this last year, things started tumbling out, and it's been really exciting to watch. We expect to see more as more science is completed, and we'll see geophysics being used more and more in this area too. Michael, I believe you have an email here, so if anybody has continuing questions, please go ahead and contact Michael directly for these questions.
Absolutely.